Hey, how you doing? Yeah, as you can see, I'm the John Black actually. This is the S10 that y'all have seen some videos on. I got like 4 videos or so. And I say what I'm doing now. I should have started the video a little earlier, but uh, I noticed that I have a stall. It's from Jegs, I believe. Their so-called brand. It said 31 to 3500 stall. 10-inch converter, I believe. I bought that. It was like 200 something bucks, and kind of in my price range. Um, and to give you a little background on me, I've done a number of years in prison. Um, love hot rodding. Made a lot of bad choices in my younger years. Got out. Have a pretty nice little job. It's a job with benefits and another, which is the first time I ever had that. So a pretty good step in the right direction for me. But I've been able to do some things I've wanted to do now that I make a little bit of money. Still sacrifice some things that the girlfriend and some family members and all think I shouldn't. But hey, that's hot rodding. I'm not into anything that's going to send me back. That's the main thing. So I'm out here enjoying my hot rodding. I got my '93 S10 extended cab. Happened to found a camper shell. I had to alter. I'll show y'all that. Let me see how I change this thing around a little bit. How in the world I change this thing around? It doesn't tell me how I can change it around. Anyway, I have to show you here. You see the bolts right there. That's why I had to alter the camper shell to make it fit on the truck. And I don't know. It's got a S10 rear end. It's the a little later model, the round body, 94 and newer style S10 rear end in it. One from a 4-cylinder with 410 gears, and I got a locker out of another in the junkyard. Put it together and walked out minus the axles because, of course, my truck already has axles for like $100 for the rear end. So that's kind of the rear end that's in it. Um, I have a turbo 350 transmission. And the thing with the stall, if you listen to my videos, you'll see that the stall, it really wasn't enough. It kind of took a little bit to get going. And, I got a pretty nice little, it's a 316 cubic inch small block that I put together myself. It's a crank from a 4.3, I think it is V8, back in 75 and 76. I think is when they made them for the Monza and maybe 1 year for the Nova, I think. But it's a 3.1 inch stroke crank, factory GM crank. It's been worked in about every performance aspect it can be worked as far as a stock crank. But I have Eagle 6.2 inch long rods. I have some, I don't remember the brand, but it's some good, they're like $600 something forged dome pistons. With the heads I have, which are ProComp Electronics off of eBay. They're like a little less than $600 for the pair assembled. So that should tell you a little bit about them. But like I said, on a budget, so I got the best of what I could with what I had, and they seemed to work fine. But they have 59cc chambers, so with the small cubic inch and the chambers I have, and the dome pistons I have, I did all the calculations, and I got somewhere, without doing all the little mini stuff, it's somewhere in the 11.5, 11.6 to 1 compression on pump gas, which I run 93 in it, 92, 93, depending on where I go. But it's a high winding, Lenati cam, 540, 560 lift. It's like 251, 259 duration to 50 thousandths, I think, at a 106 lobe separation. Angle cam, solid, flat tap it. ProComp, it's a matching intake. It's a pretty good size intake, especially for this small engine. As you see here. So that's the intake. You see the intake got pretty good runners, good size runners, and it's kind of tall. The Holley HP 750 Street HP, I believe it is. I don't know. It's there. I've been dealing with oil leaks. I hate to think it's the heads. They're, like I said, they're eBay specials, but I haven't been able to keep it from leaking oil for some reason. I don't know. I don't know where it is, but anyway. So today I've been changing the stall. I got the transmission out of it. I can show y'all where it's down on the ground, but I'm taking the stall out that I bought when I put it together. Like I said, it's supposed to be a 31 to 3500 stall, and I didn't really pay too much attention to it, but I just know that when I went to Thornburg, which is in one of the videos, you can tell it kind of, it wants to spin the tires a little bit. It was a no prep, absolutely no prep. It was almost like a street with a bunch of burnout marks, and it's kind of how they did there, or still do there. But Thornburg, Virginia, I forget the name of the racetrack that's around, the same place, but they got circle track and road course there, I believe. But it wasn't really getting the RPMs off the line like it needed, and so I did a thing. I sent it to my brother. My brother's been into this stuff for many years, and he told me that the stall, I need to go pretty aggressive on the stall. It is a street truck, but my version of street compared to a lot of other people's versions of street, it might not be quite the same. So I'll tolerate a lot more, which I know many people that look at this that may be doing things on the street, they feel the same way. The big aggressive cam and stall, the gearing, all that stuff. It depends on what you want to do, what you call a street. So anyway, mine, after I checked it doing a flash, it jumped up to about 2900, which was a little short of the 31 to 3500. That wasn't breaking it. That was just putting it in gear, letting off the brake, and nailing it, and watching the tach jump up to where it finally starts pulling. And like I said, it's around 2900. I have a short stroke, high winding thing, which probably a little lower on the torque as opposed to like a 350 or bigger. So I guess that kind of explains one, that, and it was an over-counter JEGS unit that I had bought. It's not like something pieced together for this thing. A lot of times you can buy a stall that you give them all the information and they will build one for you. I didn't go that route this time either, but what I did do, I went online and all the little Facebook classifieds and things of that nature, and found a guy in New Jersey, I think it was. I don't know what his car is, but he says it weighs around 3,200. He had a 509 in it that I'm assuming had, some things done to it. He said that this combination, the stall that I purchased from him, he said in his combination, it was stalling around 58 to 6,000. So with and it's an ATI, it was built to match his combination. So, I purchased it. I feel like it was a fair price. I see the stall, which I got it down here on the ground now. Which, yeah, I work on the ground. I don't have a shop or anything of that nature. But this is the stall here. But it's an 8-inch. Like I said, he says it flashed to 58 to 6,000 in his combination, a 3,200 pound vehicle. I'd say my S10 is probably around the same weight. Small block, and it's all steel, everything. I still have full interior, stereo, the whole 9 yards. The camper shell doesn't really weigh much. It's all aluminum. I can pick it up with one hand and all that good stuff. So it's nothing really has much of weight. But I want to say that this small block with the aluminum heads, aluminum intake, and all that is probably similar in weight to the 4.3 that was in this thing, with iron heads and things of that nature. So if it weighs more, it ain't gonna be much more, but it could. But anyway, I have this stall that I'm shooting for somewhere in the mid 5s in the flash. That should get me out the hole pretty good. I got my Mickey Thompson ET Streets on the back. Excuse me, I got a cold too. You see the ET Streets. I just put my Caltrax on last weekend. So I'm either going to get out the hole really good, or I'm going to break some stuff. It's always fun, you know, breaking stuff. More money to be spent. But, you know, it's going to point out the weak links that the ET Streets should too. But, so somewhere between the rear end and the drive shaft, it has a stock split drive shaft that comes in the truck. Which I have the long tail shaft Turbo 350, so I could keep using that too. But yeah, it's just like I said, it's my project. It's having fun with it, learning with it, and I hope to see the progression in it, and I hope to share that with you all. I would love anyone's input, whether you think I'm doing something in the wrong direction or right direction. You know, it's something that could possibly help me and teach me. So if there's anything that you all can share with me that will point me in a good direction with this thing, then hey, I'm all ears. And yeah, but anyway, there it is. And let me see. Yeah, so there's my project truck, man. Just out here trying to enjoy life after my constant thing of bad decisions. And I hope that you know, y'all can understand that, you know, this is what I'm doing, and you know, kind of fulfilling a lifelong dream. And you know, it's kind of baby steps. I can only do what I can afford. And yeah, well, once I get the stall in, I will share with you all how it performs then. I got a couple other things to do to it, and I'll probably show y'all now. When I put the engine in, I made my own engine mounts, and I dropped it down a little lower than what the ones I bought 2 different sets over the counter, and I just did not like how the engine sat in it. Sat too high and too far forward. Well, I lowered it and I moved it back some. And when I did that, I didn't realize it, but if you look, if you can see in there, let me see the clearance of the header to the top A-arm. And I noticed, you know, it really ain't got there. So I got to do something with that while I got it apart. The other thing, if you look at the bushing in that upper A-arm, well, there's no bushing in there. I've noticed going on a right-hand turn around, you know, back roads. You know, I don't go flying around back roads in this thing, but I did notice that when I go around a right-hand turn, the steering wheel sometimes would wobble back and forth pretty bad. Afraid something would break, actually. And I checked all the suspension stuff except for bushings in the A-arms. But come to find out, it seems like my clearance from my header to my upper A-arm is so little. When the suspension travels, it comes up, hits the header, and because it has nowhere to go, it pushed down on the bushing, and I think it tore the bushing out of it. So I have to do something different to make clearance for the header to the A-arm. And I guess I'm going to space the engine up a little bit to make up for that. Maybe just on this side for now. But in time, maybe I'll change my whole mounting system. I know that the ones I can use some factory GM mounts for like a Nova or something like that, or a truck, or so I can't remember. But kind of a plate system, and you bolt them down and they bolt right to it. But I might look into doing something like that. I don't know, but I can't have my bushings keep getting tore up, that's for sure. But maybe there's something I can do with aftermarket A-arms also. If that's the case, that might give me plenty of room if I can do something like that. But I don't know. We'll see. Anyone have any thoughts or experience with this, just give me a holler and let me know, because like I said, I am on a budget. You know, I do work. Not working today because of the holidays, but you know, nothing better than spending the holidays out here working on the truck. But next I'm getting ready to jump on this thing, go for a little ride, being it is fairly nice out here. But yeah, I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to me. Like I said, any input, man, I really welcome it, and I look forward to it. So you all have a nice holiday season. Christmas was day for yesterday. I hope that went well for you all. New Year's is coming up. Y'all be safe, and I look forward to showing you some more progress on the truck and hearing any input that you all have. Thank you. Happy holidays.